Alright guys, Gemini back with another video, and today in this video I'm going to be talking about what kind of is a shame of being a wrestling fan today, being an adult wrestling fan, watching wrestling since I was a kid. What is kind of a shame for a wrestling fan like me is not having the ability to see my favorite wrestlers like Psycho Sid and Vader and the British Bulldog get more respect and get talked about more and get their own DVDs. It's kind of a shame that as a wrestling fan today, most of their DVDs are not about the wrestlers that I liked as kids. I mean, some, yeah, but man, I'll tell you, it's a hard deal to be a wrestling fan today and not see my legends when I was a kid get put over more. I'm telling you, it's a shame that they have all that footage all locked up in New York, in their vault or whatever, where they could totally be killing it for old school fans like me today, but they're not really doing it. They come out with DVDs that are going to be popular with today's youth and today's wrestling fans. Like, for instance, this is just me shooting the shit here, okay? Like, for instance, I think that WWE would rather make a DVD on a guy like Dolph Ziggler and Rusev because they're popular now than, say, an old school legend like the British Bulldog and Vader and Bam Bam Bigelow, something that I would mark out for. So that's the shame in being a wrestling fan of today, being an old wrestling fan, is you're outdated, you're outnumbered by the youth of today, and you just kind of got to just wait and be patient when they finally decide that the old wrestlers and the old wrestling was a lot cooler than it is today. And it was a lot cooler than it is today. I used to care so much more about the wrestlers and the matches and who won and lost back in the day than I am now. Like, for instance, there's a pay-per-view today, Night of Champions. The thought didn't even cross my mind to make one video on it, because I care so little about it, and I know that there's tons of views, and a lot of guys here on YouTube are like, oh, I'm going to make a video on Night of Champions because it's a hot topic, it'll get me a tons of views. For me, I'm like, I'll take less views, I'll take less attention to honestly talk about a wrestler and a pay-per-view, stuff like that I'd actually like and that actually interest me to hear and listen to. It's true. I sat here and I recorded a video today on Psycho Sid, when there's a big pay-per-view going on. That's the old school fan in me. It's true. I would rather talk about old WCW than talk about Night of Champions. Whether I make a Night of Champions video and it does 1,000 views, still, I would rather take the 200 on the WCW video because it was interesting to me. Like I said, I'm going to wrap this up, but yeah, it's a shame that they have all that old footage out there locked up in New York. And they just won't let the old school fans have their little party and get their Vader DVD because they're afraid they won't sell it because the youth of today won't watch it. So, just saying. Gemini, thanks for listening.